Despite being forgotten as a rapper due to his acting career, Will Smith had one of the most successful rap careers in history. He sold millions of records, became the first rapper to win a Grammy, and managed to have a career that spanned multiple decades. He made a career out of having clean and family-friendly lyrics in an industry dominated by raw and explicit language. However, when he publicly criticized rappers for using vulgar lyrics in the late 90s, he unknowingly caught the attention of Eminem, who will go on to take jabs at him for years to come. In 1997, Will Smith released his highly successful debut solo album, Big Willie Style, which included the song Just the Two of Us, a heartfelt track about a father giving life advice to his son. The following year, in 1998, Will's longtime collaborator, DJ Jazzy Jeff, who was a fan of Eminem, invited M to Philadelphia to collaborate on music. At the time, Eminem was still struggling to break into the music industry, so he seized the opportunity and headed to Philly. In an unexpected turn of events, Will showed up at the studio where Jazz and Eminem were working. Jazzy Jeff played a track for Will, also titled Just the Two of Us, which Eminem had recorded and released earlier that year on his Slim Shady EP. However, M's version was a dark, horrorcore parody of Smith's song, where he described disposing of his wife's body while trying to explain the situation to his daughter. According to Jazzy Jeff, after hearing the song, Will looked at Eminem and said,
"You're either going to be the biggest flop in hip-hop or you're going to be the biggest thing that we've ever seen in hip-hop."
Eminem reportedly never forgot those words, and the encounter left a lasting impression on him, planting seeds for what would later develop as both artists progressed in the industry. Not long after, Eminem was signed to Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment and found success with the release of his second studio album, the Slim Shady LP, in 1999. This album was an expanded and polished version of his Slim Shady EP, which had first caught Dre's attention. Filled with shock value, dark humor, and horrorcore themes, the album quickly captured the public's attention, achieving massive commercial success. However, it also drew heavy criticism from the older generation, who disapproved of its violent and graphic content, believing it had a harmful influence on young listeners. In 1998, a year before the release of the Slim Shady LP, Will Smith won his third Grammy for the song Men in Black. During his acceptance speech, he urged fellow rappers to be mindful of the words they use, warning of the potential negative consequences. He referenced the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., both of whom were murdered in drive-by shootings, as an example of how violent language can escalate into real-life violence. Will stated,
"Probably about 2.5 years ago, the state of rap music was such that I didn't even really want to rap anymore. You know, I like to refer to it as the rap dark ages. And then with people like Tupac and Biggie, who I consider prophets, those Tupac and Biggie, with the loss of Tupac and Biggie, that kind of shook the industry, and people realized that even though we are artists, we do have a responsibility for the ears and for what goes into the ears, the impressionable ears that are listening to the music that we make."
In 1999, both Eminem and Will Smith were nominated for Best Male Video at the MTV Video Music Awards, Eminem for My Name Is and Will for Miami. Will ended up winning the award, and during his acceptance speech, he said, "I never killed anybody in none of my records. I never used no profanity in none of my records, and I still managed to get up here." Eminem interpreted this as a direct jab at him, especially since the other nominees, Ricky Martin and Lenny Kravitz, also refrained from using profanity or violent themes in their music. This remark was the final push that led Eminem to start taking shots at Will. In January 1999, Dr. Dre released his single Forgot About Dre, written by and featuring Eminem. In the music video, there's a scene where Eminem is being interviewed by a TV reporter after a house fire. During the scene, he says,
"Yeah, all I know is I'm upstairs, I'm listening to my Will Smith CD, and I seen all these flames going everywhere."
Implying that he was a clean, innocent person, unlikely to start a fire, since he was listening to a rapper known for positive, non-violent lyrics. The line was a jab at Will's clean-cut image, and the context of the video made it clear that Eminem was mocking Will, suggesting that his music was for harmless, soft people who would never do something as destructive as arson. Eminem escalated the tension with Will Smith on his third studio album, the Marshall Mathers LP, released in 2000. In the lead single, The Real Slim Shady, he rapped, "Will Smith don't gotta cuss in his raps to sell records. Well, I do, so f*** him and f*** you too. You think I give a damn about a Grammy? Half of you critics can't even stomach me, let alone stand me." This marked the first time Eminem openly and vulgarly mentioned Will by name. The line sparked a strong reaction, fueling speculation that there was a growing feud between the two rappers. In a later interview with MTV, Eminem explained why he dissed Will Smith, a move that surprised many. He revealed that he felt Will had disrespected gangster rap, particularly Dr. Dre, by criticizing the negativity associated with the genre. In the interview, Eminem said, "First of all, I used to respect Will Smith. Now he's dissed the whole genre of rap. He dissed gangster rap music, and that is one of the most influential music out there. I respect him for saying his opinion, but not everybody is as happy as Will Smith. Not everybody sees life as happy and as positive as he sees it. So if he wants to rap about birds and bees and flowers, then let him rap about birds and bees and flowers. But don't diss nobody else, dude. Nobody should cuss. If I don't cuss, nobody should cuss." I felt like he was taking a stab at me, Dr. Dre, and anybody who uses profanity on the records to express themselves. In 2005, Will Smith responded to Eminem's criticism with his fourth solo album, Lost and Found. On the track, Mr. Nice Guy, Will directly addressed the situation, rapping, "This by Eminem, but did it bother him? Yeah, but he classy. Big Will, just get another 20 mil, walk right past E. I'm a nice guy. Why y'all harassing me, huh?" This mild response was consistent with Will's non-confrontational and positive image. He also took the opportunity to flaunt his then $20 million per movie salary, implying that Eminem's disses didn't faze him. By responding in this restrained manner, Will avoided escalating the situation, unlike the more heated feuds Eminem had been involved in with figures like Ja Rule, Benzino, and Mariah Carey. In a 2013 interview with Montreality, Jazzy Jeff shared that he once DJ'd at an Eminem show in Detroit, Michigan. During the event, Eminem approached him and asked how Will Smith felt about being dissed. Jazzy Jeff replied that Will didn't care, as it was just a part of the hip-hop culture. In that same conversation, Eminem explained that his disses towards Will began because he felt Will's comments about gangster rap being a bad influence on kids in society were an attack on Dr. Dre, whom Eminem wanted to defend.
You know, Will, that kind of stuff, he just kind of brushes off. And the funny thing was, I ended up DJing at an M show in Detroit. You know, when I went in there, he kind of came to me and was just like, "Yo, man, you know, when I said that stuff about Will, he wasn't mad." And I was like, "Man, Will don't care about that." And he was like, "Nah, man, that was just me sticking up for Dre, at that point in time."
Will Smith's decision to avoid profanity in his music was influenced by feedback from his grandmother when he was a child. She discovered a notebook filled with his lyrics that included explicit language and wrote him a note that said, "Dear Willard, truly intelligent people do not have to use words like this to express themselves. Please show the world that you're as smart as we think you are." This message left a lasting impression on Will and guided him towards becoming a rapper known for clean lyrics. He cultivated an image of fun, wholesomeness, and positivity, qualities that became increasingly rare in rap as gangster, hardcore, and street rap gained popularity in the late 1980s. Will's albums with his friend and collaborator DJ Jazzy Jeff gained significant popularity and acclaim, making them the third rap group to achieve a platinum-selling record at that time. They received recognition from the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences when they were nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance for their 1989 hit, Parents Just Don't Understand. During the ceremony, they won the award, beating out competitors like JJ Fad, Kool Moe Dee, LL Cool J, and Salt and Pepper. However, they chose not to attend the show because the Grammys did not broadcast the rap award portion, which they found disrespectful. As a result, the award was presented in absentia. In 1992, the duo won another Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a duo or group for their hit single, Summertime. Again, they believed they wouldn't win, as they were up against formidable artists like Heavy D and The Boys, Naughty by Nature, Public Enemy, and Salt and Pepper. Consequently, the award was once more presented in absentia. As Will Smith transitioned more into acting, he placed his music career on the back burner, effectively ending his collaborative albums with DJ Jazzy Jeff. In 1997, he released his first solo album, Big Willie Style, which featured collaborations with various producers, most notably the Trackmasters and LES. These producers helped create his singles like Getting Jiggy With It, Miami, and Men in Black, the latter of which was also a part of the soundtrack for the blockbuster film of the same name. The album achieved tremendous success, ultimately being certified 9 times platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. This project was followed by Millennium in 1999, Born to Reign in 2002, and Lost and Found in 2005. While all of these albums were commercially successful, none reached the same level of acclaim as Big Willie Style. Will's decision to maintain a clean image didn't resonate with everyone, as it was perceived to lack the street credibility that is highly valued in hip-hop. His playful and family-friendly style made him seem like a less serious and more jokey rapper, which did not appeal to a significant portion of the core hip-hop community. This was especially true during the mid to late 90s when gangsta rap was at its peak, making Will's music seem soft in comparison. However, on the flip side, his clean approach was refreshing to some listeners who appreciated having an alternative to the profane rap that dominated the scene. As a result, he garnered considerable support for staying true to himself. Despite his success, Will Smith was often not respected as a lyricist because his rhymes tended to be basic, lacking technical skill, powerful storytelling, unique flow patterns, or sophisticated writing techniques. Some viewed him as a gateway rapper, someone to introduce people to hip-hop, but not as an artist practicing the genre at its highest level. He was frequently labeled as a pop rapper, a term often used derogatorily for those who created mainstream hip-hop aimed at selling records, but lacking in realness and authenticity. Throughout his music career, Will Smith struggled to evolve and adapt to changing trends while delving deeper into his own personality, experiences, and character. Much of his music was inoffensive and feel-good, which many listeners perceived as disingenuous, as no one is happy all the time. His more somber songs also lacked depth, leading hardcore hip-hop fans to view his lyrics as superficial and geared towards mass appeal. Consequently, when Eminem began to ridicule, parody, and diss Will in the late 90s, many hardcore fans resonated with this sentiment, seeing Will as a corny rapper who lacked complexity. In 2020, Will Smith featured on a remix of Joyner Lucas's tribute song titled Will, where he reaffirmed his commitment to a family-friendly approach. He rapped, 60 million records sold, I was on fire, I ain't even need a grill. Did it all with no cuss words, I ain't have to curse just to keep it real. Later in the verse he added, even when the streets call me corny, I still ain't never let the hate break me. I just wanted the respect first. I still ain't never letting fame change me. These lines were aimed at critics who have dismissed Will's clean lyrics and image over the years, rather than being a direct response to Eminem, whom Will has not addressed on the record since Mr. Nice Guy. The situation between Eminem and Will Smith was primarily one-sided, with Eminem, the antagonist, referencing Will multiple times in various songs and interviews. In contrast, Will chose not to engage in any back and forth, letting his success in the film and entertainment industry speak for itself. While he would occasionally feature on songs, he did not release a new album until announcing his upcoming project titled Dance in Your Darkest Moments, set to drop in 2024. This announcement marked a nearly 20-year gap since his last album, highlighting that his music career had taken a back seat to his more lucrative film career. In 2024, Eminem released his 12th studio album, The Death of Slim Shady. A central theme of the album was Eminem bidding farewell to his Slim Shady alter ego, which he credited with making provocative comments about various individuals throughout his career. In the song, Guilty Conscience 2, he seemingly put an end to his public feuds with several celebrities including Will Smith. He rapped, Christopher, MGK, Nick, and for Limp Bizkit and them, Midgets and Ben, Zeno, in addition to him, Will Smith, and to Cannabis. If you're listening, this is the end. So to Jamar and Ja Rule, and to all my feuds, including I'm welcoming you to my last hurrah. I bid you goodbye.